Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching me. So, it's a beautiful Monday morning that the Lord has made, and we should be glad in it. We bless God for the life He's given to us, for making us to see this bright new day. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So, if you're watching me this video right now, please join me. Tomorrow will be my mom's posthumous birthday, and few of you on my contact list knows exactly what happened to her. So I'll be using this opportunity to talk about a very important thing. A very important thing. Yeah. Um, I'll be talking about stroke. I'll be talking about stroke. What is stroke? So it's a form of awareness. So I'm creating an awareness. Today is the day that I've mapped out to create an awareness in respect of my mom, her posthumous birthday. So join me. Let's talk about this. Let's educate people about this. Please make sure that you post my videos on your contacts so that people will be aware of this, because every year about 8,000, that is not the exact figure, we are we are assuming approximately 8,000 people die of stroke, not not worldwide. At least in Africa, about 3 million persons die of stroke. So stroke is a very emergency medical treatment that, if not attended to within some hours, it can cause a very disastrous damage, which could lead to fatal decline in health or death, or to a lifetime disability. So join me as we talk about this, and please post this video on your contacts to educate people, to create awareness, because a lot of people do not actually understand what stroke is all about. They do not know what stroke is all about. Some of them get these symptoms and they don't know, they feel it's just a normal thing. um Many people, they get this very bad annoying headache, and they just think that when they take paracetamol, it's okay. Yes, everybody have headache. Many people get the normal headache. It could be very intense, and then you might not see anything in it, but unknowingly this could be a fatal or a warning sign and symptoms of stroke. So please help me post this video, educate people, tell your fathers, your mom, because this also affects a good number of elderly people, adults. When I mean adults, the aged ones, it also affects the youth, the young adults, but not as much as it affects this elderly people. So let's join me together as we talk about this condition. Yes, so a stroke occurs when there is blockage or bleed on the blood vessels, and this either interrupts or reduces the supply of blood to the brain. Then, as a result of this, when it happens, the brain does not receive enough oxygen or nutrients, and then the brain cells begins to die or get damaged. So, stroke is a cerebrovascular disease, meaning that cerebrovascular diseases are diseases or a group of disorders that affect the blood vessels and the blood supply to the brain. So when this happens, we know that oxygen is what keeps us alive. We know that oxygen is what makes our body parts, the cells in our body, the membrane, and every other parts of our body, like the heart, the lungs, the liver, the kidney, and every other part of the body function well. And without this oxygen, it means that this parts of our body begins to fade or begins to get weak, and then eventually they die. So these cerebrovascular diseases are caused by three main type of conditions. One is that it's caused by diabetes, and then high blood cholesterol and high blood pressure. There are quite a number of symptoms of stroke and cerebrovascular diseases. So these diseases are what affects people. They are symptoms. They are also warning signs. So if you have any of your relatives, your parents, especially the elderly people, this particular disease, stroke, affects majorly the elderly people. So when you find out that this set of people or this person is having dizziness, nausea, or vomiting, unusual severe headache, confusion, lack of concentration or memory loss, numbness, weakness in either the left or the right side of the arm, and then they, you find out that their face, part of their face is dropping, or either the left side or the right side is dropping, especially the sides of their body, like maybe the left side of the body or the right side of the body, tends to drop. It cannot function well, and then you find out that these people have difficulties in walking. Also, an abnormal or sluggard speech, which means that they don't speak normally as they should. There's also difficulties in comprehension. And I mean by comprehension, it's difficult for them to understand you. You get to argue over things a lot and a lot of time, and you'll be like, is this person losing his mind or something? So it's quite very hard to understand this individual, because even they themselves do not know what is going on with them. So some of them might not even believe that it's the actual thing that is going on with them. So it's very paramount for you, either as a child or as a caretaker or as a relative of some of these of elderly people, to be very vigilant and take notice of these things, because if a stroke is recognized at a very early stage, surgeries can be performed on such a person, and healing can begin. Treatment can also begin. The person can be able to function well and live a normal life. But when these symptoms worsen, because when these symptoms worsen, it can lead to a very fatal damage to the body. You find out that this set of people can, so you find out that this set of people can die as a result of heart failure. They could die from kidney disease. They could die from liver disease. They could die from lungs failure and all of that. These are let's say second causes of death, apart from the fact that they have stroke, because stroke affects these organs in our body, whereby because the brain has connection with each and every part of our body. If a particular side of the brain is affected, it means that maybe a person's way of working might also be affected, because you agree with me that you agree with me, for a lay person or for a person who do not understand any of these medical conditions or any of these medical terms, you wonder how wetin concern stroke concern the leg that is now affecting the leg. How is it that it's affecting the brain and it's now affecting the leg? How is it that it left the brain and it's now affecting the heart? So it depends on the side of your brain that the stroke must have attacked. I'm trying to narrate this in a very low level, whereby we who are not medically very much medically inclined or medical doctors will be able to understand or have a picture of what stroke is all about. So when the brain begins to die, or when the brain becomes affected with stroke, it means that the body parts, some of our body parts will not be able to function very well. Also, some other symptoms of stroke, which are loss of balance, whereby the person can't sit as I am sitting. The person tends to shake like a newborn baby that cannot sit down, sit upright. The person also, this is like later on, after the attack must have happened. This is after the attack, the stroke attack must have happened. There is also lack of coordinations or inability to move or inability to walk, and then there's also a vision loss or difficulties in seeing. What I mean by when I mean difficulties in seeing or vision loss, it means that even when you go to optometrist to check out your eye, and there is no particular or there's no significant cause or thing relating to your eye that will say, okay, this is the reason why you're having lots of visions and all of that, because this thing has to do with the brain and not necessarily because if the stroke must have happened to that part of the brain that has to do with the eye, it means that your eye as well will be affected. There are three main types of stroke: ischemic stroke, hemorrhagic stroke. There are also transient ischemic attack, that is known as tear. So strokes can be very fatal. Can be very fatal. In fact, stroke can make you become a baby, because those things that you know how to do, you will lose interest in them. Not just lose interest in them, you will not be able to do it. You will become bedridden, and a lot of things that comes with stroke. Some of these people lose their mind, lose their memory. I remember when my mom was sick down with stroke. She started remembering things that happened years back when she was a very young person, and then things that are happening presently she could not. In fact, you tell her today is today. She'll tell you, I thought today is 1960. I thought today is 19, and all of that. So it's not very easy for even these stroke sufferers. And then for caregivers, you have to be patient with these people, because if you're not patient with these people, they'll give you a tough time. What I mean by tough time is that these patients are trying to understand the fact that they are down. In fact, some of them feel that they are very strong, that they know what they are doing, but in actual sense, they do not know what they are doing. Some of these people, they become very depressed. That is why some of the stroke patients need to be on depression pills, depression drugs that can make them that can keep them away from a lot of thinking and a lot of frustration and all that. So this frustration, they will even vent it on you. So you have to be very careful with them, understand them, accommodate them, and love them. It said that there are three types of cerebrovascular diseases. That is diabetes, high blood cholesterol, and high blood pressure. So we've also established the fact that cerebrovascular diseases are a group of disorders that affect the blood supply to the brain. So this blood supply to the brain in turn affects the cells in the brain, and then they also affect the organs in the body. The organs is that they tend to affect the blood vessels in our body parts, whereby we are unable to move our body, flexible and all of that. Then it affects the heart, whereby when it becomes critical, these people are being placed on oxygen. It also affects your speech. You're not able to talk. You're not able to concentrate properly. It affects different types. It also affects the kidney. So if you're one who have high blood pressure, you need to manage your high blood pressure. You need to be very careful with your lifestyle. What I mean by lifestyle is that you should adhere to your doctor's instruction. You should take your high blood pressure medications. If you're asked to take it daily, please do well to take it daily. If you're the one that works and your the nature of your job stresses you a lot, please quit your job. Please try to find out ways in order to manage your job properly, so that it will not impact into your health. If you have diabetes, please try to maintain a healthy lifestyle. When we mean by healthy lifestyle, we know that high blood pressure, diabetes, high blood cholesterol, they cannot be curable medically, but they can be managed medically. So you should adhere to your doctor's instructions. Do not eat spicy food. Control all of these things. And then if you are if you have aged parents or elderly parents, please let them be aware of these conditions, because most of our parents are not even well, what am I going to say? They're not even educated. Some of them might be, but they don't even know about these things that it could affect them. Some of them do not even have a knowledge of this at all. Some of them just go about their daily business. Even some of them attach everything to the devil, attach this thing to Satan, there's nothing that they don't talk about. Please educate your parents. Let them know that this is a very deadly disease. This is the number 5th diseases that kill in the world. So this thing can even come suddenly, just from nowhere. It might have been giving you warning signs, symptoms. Because I remember when my mom was with us, she would have difficulties in comprehending. It was difficult. It was difficult because over little things we'll have to argue about it. But if you're an elderly person, please live a healthy lifestyle. Once in a while, go to the hospital, check yourself, run through some series of tests, and eventually these things can be noticed on time. Especially, in our country, Nigeria, and in Africa as a whole, whereby there is no immediate medical help, whereby if something happens to Nana, you have to rush. So our health facilities is not, our health pattern is not really favoring us that much. Even in countries where it's overlooking, people still die from stroke. So we have to be very careful. Please live a good lifestyle. Try to minimize things that would cause high blood pressure, because even our young adults, our youths are already having high blood pressure everywhere. People are already having diabetes everywhere. Not just it's even changing from the elderly ones now to the young people. So the young people, please, because it's some of the things that you do in this young age that will affect you in old age medically. So let's not attach everything to the devil, to spiritual attack, and concentrate on our health and believe the fact that these things are what affect our body. Yes, there are also spiritual things or connotations to all of this, so we need to be very careful. So I will also be sharing tips on how to help a stroke person. So the best available treatment for a stroke is only when the stroke is recognized on time. What I mean by when it's recognized on time is that if the stroke is recognized within 3 hours of when it happened, 3 hours of when the attack began, it can be managed, it can be combated with treatment. But when this has lingered for a very long time, for more than 3 hours, getting to a day and all that, it becomes very, very disastrous. And that person might not be eligible for this kind of treatment because they might not work on this person because damage has already occurred. If you think that somebody may be having a stroke, do the following things I'm going to tell you. That do the following test. This is a physical examination that you can do. You don't have to be a medical doctor before you can do it. You don't have to be a medical personnel before you can do it. So you have to act fast. What do I mean by acting fast? Not just the word fast. It means the word fast. FAST. It means face, arm, speech, and time. So what do I mean by the first letter is F, that is face, which means that when the person is down on the stroke, what you do is that you ask the person to smile. Can the person smile? When the person smiles and then the part of the face drops, the part of the mouth drops, the person can smile very well and cheerfully. It means like this is the person stroke. And then the other one is arm, which means you have to ask the person to raise both arms. If the person is able to raise both arms, fine and good. When the person is not able to raise both arms, you find out that the arm is dropping downwards. It means that it's an actual stroke. And then the other letter is S, which is slurred or strange speech. Slurred or strange speech. When the person talks, it's not making very clear sentence. The person isn't making a very clear sentence. The person is unable to say something clear, something that I can hear very well. The person's mouth is very clear. The person is very have something that you have to hold. That is the one side that is symptom. And then the last one is time. Time means that the time you act fast. When you start acting fast, it's better for the person. It's better for you. Do not drive if you are the person down with stroke. Do not drive. Or it might not be necessary to take the person to hospital. You have to first call a medical person. You have to first call 911 if you are in countries that have access to such a medical facility like 111, where 911 comes to. But in places like our Nigeria, our beloved country, where we do not have such things like 911, there might be some private hospitals that may have something like that, but generally we don't have 911, so you have to take that person to the hospital immediately and to the hospital nearest to you so that treatment can commence immediately. Stroke can be said to be the brain's version of heart attack. It's the brain version of heart attack. That is when you have a heart attack and you start shouting my chest, this and that, and you feel pain and all of that. That is how it happens when the brain gets busted. The pain there is the bad headache as a result of the burst in the brain. So that is all for today. We have to maintain a very healthy life because there's a lot of things to enjoy in this life. If I actually knew what about all of this before my mom's death, it means that these things would have been averted on time or would have been taken care of or attended to on time. So that is why I'm making this video, to create awareness for you who might not really see these things. This is not a matter of prayers. Yes, prayer is good. Prayer helps. I pray too. But it does not just end there. It does not just end there. Prayer without works when you're growing, make sure to live a healthy lifestyle. Also, make sure to eat according to the way. You don't know, this can be affecting the nearest loved person, loved one closest to you, a loved one closest to you. Many people have realized this, and again and again, I will not advise anybody to go to a traditional medicine. If it works for you, it works for someone else. It's your life. I hope not. I'm not trying to debunk the traditional medications and all of that. Please go to a normal